All right, so here we are again, and today we are going to look at the sanguine or the monkey partner. So, this is the believer's love relationship and marriage journey, choosing right and going forward. Over the past weeks, we have been looking at temperaments and how they impact our relationships. And over the weeks, we have said that temperament is basically what you're made of or your character. Yeah, and we learned that they are innate. So that's something that you are born with. Sometimes you may find that they are genetically inherited, right? So that is it. So each person comes with that or one or two of such temperaments. We've spoken about the phlegmatic or the giraffe partner. We've spoken about the melancholy or the ant partner. We've spoken about the choleric or the lion partner. So today we are looking at the sanguine or the monkey partner. And we have said that all these are natural temperaments. So the temperaments of the natural man, the man who has not yet received the life of Christ, right? So when we are through with this, we are going to be looking at the temperament of the spiritual man as well, because it's very important for us to understand that with these temperaments, we would have a lot of difficulties relating with one another wherever we find ourselves, no matter what happens. And that's why we need to learn the temperaments of the spiritual man. All right, so now let's look at the sanguine or the monkey partner. Wow, such an amazing temperament, right? So usually people who are sanguine are typically extroverted, so they are outgoing. There are people who like to relate with people, make friends easily. They would rather see a glass to be half empty, to be half full instead of half empty. Yes, so they look at what is, right, instead of what could be. Really, that typically that's what it means. So they talk about what is, right? They talk about now. Okay, so then now let's satisfy the now. That's how that temperament is. They talk about satisfying the now. Okay, it's very important. So if you're thinking about somebody like that you should know that the person is probably a sanguine. So let's look at some more characteristics. So usually you find them in the crowd, in the middle of the crowd, rather than the sidelines. When things are happening, you see them in the middle of the crowd. They have positive traits, and they are very fun to be with and all of that, but they are very impulsive and indecisive. And so because they look at the fact that this cup is half full instead of the fact that it's half empty, the focus is on what is. So let's spend the money. This is what we have. Let's enjoy it while we have it, right? So they'll be like, tomorrow will take care of itself. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about putting this down here and all of that. Let's spend what we have. So they're very impulsive. They're indecisive as well. So that comes with their temperament. Okay, so that's how the sanguine usually does their thing. Usually they are people who express affection freely, and they have difficulty understanding those who are reserved and who hesitate to do so. So if probably a melancholy, right, or probably a phlegmatic, that'll do more. So the phlegmatic is a giraffe partner. Giraffe partners don't really want to, they'll be like, oh, you go ahead. So they are like, well, it's fine, you take the lead, just do what you want to do and all of that. They don't like to share, they like to listen and all of that. So a sanguine will be like, yo, you need to also tell me something, you need to talk to me, let's vibe, we are friends or we are partners. So when something is bothering you, need to be able to tell me, open up and all of that. That is a sanguine for you, because they freely share, they want to talk to people, I would say. And the phlegmatic, on the other hand, is someone who would rather hold back. They don't want to talk about it, they want to keep it to themselves and all of that. So you see that if you were with phlegmatic and you are a sanguine, there could be that friction here and there. When you want to share, you are open, you're sharing everything, the other person is unwilling to share, right? And so that becomes something you tend to think that, well, this person doesn't like me or all of that. So that is what happens with the sanguine. They are indecisive and also impulsive as well, right? Now, the fact that they are outgoing and then friendly, they are easy to attract other kind of temperament, because they are all over the place, very full of energy. They are always cheerful, smiling to people. They are around people, make friends easily. They know how to relate to people. They can make jokes. Their sense of humor is so awesome and all of that. That's the sanguine for you. And one other thing that you should know about the sanguine is that though they can be enthusiastic all over the place, making people happy and all of that, they have this with maybe something you could call the mood swing. So right now the person is enthusiastic and all of that, and in the moment the person is annoyed. Yeah, you think that, why? So what happened? What changed? So it's part of the sanguine temperament, or the monkey partner. And that is something you need to very, very much know about the sanguine. Then also, it's also important to understand that they find it very difficult to communicate on an emotional level, right? So they'll rather talk about it jokingly or jovially. They don't want to talk things that are emotionally connected. Meanwhile, the phlegmatic is very sensitive, so wants to communicate things on an emotional level. Phlegmatic will probably be like, why do you have to say that to me? Why do you have to talk to me that way? And a sanguine will be like, why? What's wrong with that? I'm just sharing my mind. I'm just telling what I can see. Do you get that? So that's the picture being painted. Okay. Then again, so the monkey partners, or the sanguine, they are impulsive. We have spoken about that, and also carefully thinking through decision is not something that fits with them, right? They don't want to be doing the decision making and here and there. No. So usually that causes there to be a problem maintaining a stable and a financially responsible home. So for example, they are people who buy on impulse. Okay, so they're like, we've got the money, it's month end, let me do my hair, let me fix my nails, let's get some drinks, let's go to this restaurant, let's have some fun. We have the money now, we worked hard for it, why not enjoy it? Why is it that you're saying we should put some here? No, tomorrow take care of itself and all of that. So they are people who indecisive, very impulsive. So you need as a sanguine, you need somebody who's a choleric, who will tell you that, no, let's put plans to this. Okay, so let's do it this way, let's apportion and all of that, and it should be a balance. Probably you need also a melancholy or a phlegmatic. So each of these temperaments need each other to be able to function very well. But no matter what temperament you are, you need to understand the other person very well so that you can know how to relate with them. Very, very, very important. Again, they are friendly, outgoing. They can build smiles easily. On a normal day, when you meet a sanguine and he or she is in their good mood, they can easily make you happy, excited, and you're like, wow, this person is really cool. This person is really nice. It's part of the temperament or the sanguine characteristics. And one other thing is, this is not unique though to the sanguine temperament, but whichever temperament you are able to submit to the leadership of the Holy Spirit, you become a great temperament. But the sanguine also have an upper hand because they make friends easily, they are outgoing and all of that. But that is not restricted to only the sanguine. So the ant partner, which is the melancholy, or the phlegmatic, which is the giraffe partner, or the lion partner, which is the choleric, every one of these temperaments have unique and special abilities that they could share with their partners, and which will make them really awesome. And so we have gone through the 4 major natural temperaments that each person, no matter who you are, whether you're born again or not, you're a believer or not, these are 4 temperaments that everybody expresses or shares, and it's important that you identify which of them you have. Now let me state this here, that each person has two of this temperament, at least two of this temperament, a blend of them. So you are a dominant of one and a recessive or a less dominant of the other. So for example, you find someone who is a choleric. Okay, so the person is good at leadership, the person is well ordered, always putting things straight, very straight. The person is the bossy type and all of that. And also the person probably is also a sanguine, so you see that the person is outspoken, very extroverted, knows how to communicate to people, very friendly and all of that. That's a unique an amazing person, right? Good. So we could also have choleric and then melancholy, or choleric and then phlegmatic. We could also have phlegmatic and sanguine. Any of the blends will do. So everybody has a recessive and a dominant. So you exhibit more of one of the traits and you exhibit less of the other. It's very important that we take notice of this as well. So let's quickly look at some of the strengths and weaknesses as we round off with the sanguine. So the sanguine, so far we've said about, let's talk about their weakness. So they're very impulsive, right? So they take decisions and just on impulse. Okay, I feel like doing this. Oh, why not go out today? That's what I feel like doing. So you see them doing all of that. So a lot of outthings, doing things that on a normal day necessarily may not be ideal, right? So they are shameless, forgetful, compulsive talkers. They are too loud, sometimes too happy. They are distractible. They are not interested in following through with tasks that are boring. Yeah, you should know that about sanguines. Once they find something boring, forget it. They are not repeating it again. They want things that are fun. So they are self-absorbed, exaggerated, someone who appears unauthentic. So that is what you should know about the weaknesses of the sanguine temperament. And let me throw or shed more light on this weakness, which is not interested in following through with tasks that are boring. And so you realize that this kind of personality, they don't really want to follow through. They set a plan that, okay, this week I'm going to do this, this month I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and they're unable to do it because maybe along the line they find out, it's too boring. I want something fun, something nice that I can enjoy and all of that. Yes, that's how they see it, and so they don't follow through. They are unable to follow through with the plan, what they want to do actually. So that's one thing you also need to know. Then they are chronically late. So if you find that you are unable to meet deadlines, for example, you're asked that meet me here at 8 p.m, meet me here at 9 in the morning, meet me here this time and all of that, you realize that you're unable to usually meet up with time, then you should check out, probably you're a sanguine temperament, because that is one thing that is associated there. So you find that they are able to make up time, be like, oh, sorry, I'm on my way, I'm coming, I'll be with you soon, and blah blah blah. So that is it for the weakness. Now let's look at some of the strengths. So they are very sociable. For that one is a plus for the sanguine. Very sociable, they are charismatic, they are outgoing. I tell you, they're very confident as well, warm-hearted, pleasant, they are lively, they are optimistic people, they are fun lovers, they are spontaneous, they prevent dull moments, that point when you are in a place and then the place is just dull, quiet, and then one person steps out and then passes a comment and everybody's lively, and those are the kind of people who are sanguine. Their presence always brings cheer, brings some liveliness, and there's no dull moment with the sanguine actually. I mean, because every now and then they have something to talk about, something to discuss and all of that. They are quick apologizers, and they are easy friend makers. So this is something you want to know about the monkey partner or the sanguine. And if you know of someone who is having these temperament, then you should know how to relate with them. Again, I said that temperaments impact our relationships, not only love relationships or marriage relationships, but relationships with our families, with our friends, colleagues in the workplace, in school, wherever you find yourself. So this is not only limited to love relationships, that's dating, you are in a relationship with a fiancé, with a fiance or what. No, your marriage partner, that's your husband or wife. No, it goes beyond that, even among siblings. So you are a brother, you're a sister, you should learn this so that you know how to relate with your own brothers and sisters at home or wherever you find yourself, so that there can be good relations between you. So you need to understand each one of these temperaments and know the needs of this temperament. Then you become a very good and a healthy person, a healthy friend to relate with. And so on our next episode, we are going to be looking at the temperament of the spiritual man. This is very important so that you understand that with all these temperaments we have discussed, when you are a child of God, when you're a believer born again, there is the temperament that the spiritual man needs to exhibit or show, which will in turn blend in and make your natural temperament become very attractive to every other temperament kind, and you become a person who is lovable and appreciable by almost everybody. I mean, you're not going to be